Right, I'm going to call this month Question February, and this is what I want you to do. I want you to question everything in your life, everything that you think, everything that you do. Question it all. Use this month for a time to question, because I would imagine much of your life right now can change positively. Now, excuse me a second, I've just spotted a good pull-up spot. Bear with me a second. Oh yeah. Right, sorry about that, but I hope you don't mind. That's actually a good place to start. So, question your exercise. Do you really need to go to the gym? Prime example. Now, not all of you live near to woodland, but I guarantee you step outside of your house within 5 minutes, you can find something on which or in which to exercise with. Walk past a stone large enough to carry, hold it, do some squats. Walk past some scaffolding, perfect pull-up spots. You know, I think a lot of the time us human folk are lured into the marketing, as we know, of all kinds of products, especially the gym, and especially in January. But do you really need to go to the gym? No, is the answer. Now, there's nothing wrong with gyms, by the way, so long as you use them correctly. If all you're doing is going there, heading to the machines, putting on the heaviest weight, and seeing how strong you are, that's not good use of the gym. So it's time now in this month to look at every facet of your life. Question it all. So let's think now. Your job. Question. Are you doing the right job? Or let's look at it the other way. Are you in a job that you think isn't right and you're looking for a new job? Because it could well be that actually that job is right. And what you really need to do is look at what's going on in here. Maybe there are other elements of your life that aren't right. So try and fix those first. Have a think about your own psychology. Is the reason why you dislike your job actually something to do with what's going on at home? Maybe you're in a relationship that you shouldn't be in. There's something else to question. Question your relationship. Is it serving you? Is it healthy? Does the other person have your back? If they do, that is a healthy working relationship. If they don't, leave it, get out. You know, and I know I'm making this sound easy, but you've only got one life. You've got to make the most of it because it disappears quickly. Quite often, especially in the West, people move from one job to the next every 2-3 years. In some instances, it's the right thing to do. In others, you think it's the right thing to do because you're on this train of wanting to be at the next level. You're aiming to be a director, you're aiming to be an MD. Nothing wrong with all of that, by the way, but do question your intention behind it. It may well be the plateau that you reached isn't a plateau. It's just a point at which you are comfortable and happy and can do that job for a few years. And so long as you've got other elements of your life going right outside of work, then maybe that's fine. If you've got children, say, and they're in their early years of development, do you really want to be spending 70-80% of your time at work when you could be spending more time with them? And this is what I mean about question everything. Go into detail, probe every area, every facet of your life. Question how you think. When it comes to thinking about your health, here's a really interesting one. Quite often, people will bring up the car analogy about the amount of money you're willing to spend on a car, and in fact, the amount of money you're willing to spend on the maintenance of your car versus the amount of money you're willing to spend on your body and your health. When it comes to your health, that is number one. If you think about my idea of a deathbed scene, wanting to be on my deathbed, surrounded by family and friends, knowing that I've done everything in my life, that I'm happy, that I don't have any regrets. When it comes to your health, do you really want to be on your deathbed scene midway through life, 50, 60, whatever, with a serious disease that's very likely to kill you off, and the only thought in your mind is, oh shit, I've worked too much, or oh, I've spent too much money on material goods that haven't made me happy. Is that what you want? Of course it isn't. What you really want is to be able to look back at your life and think, I understood the priorities. I understood the most important things in my life, and I made the most of them. I made the most of my health. I made the most of my friends. I made the most of my family. That's it. You know, those are the things that are the most important. But unless you've got your health, you can't enjoy those other elements. So what are you going to do about your health? If you're not exercising, do. Look at my videos on HIPAA. You know, in that way, you don't even have to think in terms of what we often perceive as exercise. How are you breathing? Are you looking at things like breath work? And in fact, when we look at all those three, mindfulness, breath work, meditation, look at the link below. I'll drop a link to Soma breath, because that incorporates all those areas. It turns meditation into a fun, enjoyable experience that you can crowbar very easily into your life. So do click on the link below. That will tell you more about something which I think everybody should be doing. Either that or look at the Wim Hof method, very similar. And the great thing about the Wim Hof method is you start to incorporate cold therapy that has numerous studies and research now backing up those methods. Your health will significantly improve just by doing those two things. Do look at things like intermittent fasting. Again, your life will significantly improve by building some sort of fasting regime into your life. Question how you look after your brain and the connection between your brain and your body, the connection between your brain and mind and your heart. And the reason why I say all of that is that when you look at breath protocols, the Wim Hof method, Soma breath, Buteyko method. In fact, I'll do a video on all three and looking at the differences between all three. So do keep an eye out for that, because that will be interesting if you're new to breath work. You know, when you combine breath work, intermittent fasting, cold therapy, those are the three key areas of my life that have made significant differences to my health, my psychology. I feel that much more alive because of those methods. You know, these are really simple questions that you can all figure out for yourself, but sometimes it takes somebody else to raise that question, because it's very easy to normalize our lives. It's very easy to fall into a routine, a pattern, where what we think is okay. Sometimes it's not. You know, the problem with us humans is that we do like routine. And sometimes, you know, routine is good, especially when you're creating a morning routine to create health, happiness, you know, improvement in your psychology. But sometimes we fall into this pattern. You've only got to look at people that often fall into damaging relationships, and they make the same mistake again and again. It's because our brain gets used to this routine. It gets used to being hurt. We are strange, strange beings, us humans, aren't we? And this is why I really want you to question everything, because it's so easy for us to set on a path which we will stay on for the rest of our lives and be unhappy in until we die. You have to question everything, because, like I said to you earlier, you've only got one chance at this. Isn't it better to figure stuff out, go through some uncomfortable phases, go through a little bit of pain, go through a little bit of tough times, if when you come out the back end, you are stronger, you are more resilient, you are happier, you are more content. That's why making these changes in all facets of your life can only be a good thing in the end. But of course, don't make change just for change's sake. Some things are obviously going well. You know deep down whether they are. Anyway, long old ramble there, I know, but there's a real reason behind this. You know, I do want you to question everything. And why not make February the month to question? Because it's going to keep happening, you know, year after year after year. You're going to have these regular moments in your life where, unless you question what's going on and how you think and what you have, you may well end up in that deathbed scene and have many regrets. Evolution of Dave signing off. Thank you for watching. Bye.